Matt has a number of superpowers. I would say at the top of the list, I think, are intelligence and his intuitiveness. He's incredibly good at what he does. Clients respect him, trust him, and I learn from him every day.
Hi, I'm Matt Friedman, co-founder of Tanner Friedman Strategic Communications. My early career in PR followed a career in broadcast news. I worked at WWJ Radio here in Detroit. I worked for 3 TV stations around the country, including Channel 4 here in Detroit, as a news writer and producer, and I decided to do something different. My introduction to crisis communication was Northwest Airlines in 1998. If you were around Detroit in 1998, chances are you knew and hated what was going on at Northwest Airlines. There was a pilot strike, there were slowdowns by mechanics and flight attendants, the operation was a mess. It was a PR crisis of high order. And the fact that I got to work on that project and really get to know crisis PR from the inside out served as my boot camp for crisis and adversity and change PR that really set me on a trajectory for my career. I was in the right place at the right time with the right experience, with the right people, and it's made a huge difference. This is such a great way to make a living because every day really is different in what I see, in who I talk to, in what I learn, and what I get to focus on. Having a chance to really shape a story before it becomes a story, be able to make a news decision before a professional journalist gets to make a news decision is a privilege that I take very seriously and appreciate. And the chance to get to know clients and build a relationship with people on their best days of their careers or on the worst days of their careers is something that's really special about this way to make a living. So I've tried to lift the veil on this profession and say, here's who we are, here's what we do, here's what we try to think about. If we can do this the right way, here's what advice we're going to give our clients. It's amazing though, over and over and over again, how many times good fundamentals are not followed. And so if there's an opportunity for me to point out how following fundamentals would make a difference, I'm going to do that. Because I think that's good for the profession to give a better understanding about what we do. We are not the people you see in Hollywood. We are not the people who are following politicians around whispering in their ears, telling them what to say or what not to say. We're trying to give good business advice in the form of communications advice. I think it's important for those inside and outside our business to really understand that. When I worked in news and I was young, older people in the industry would try to talk me out of it. Are you sure this is what you really want to do? Is there anything else you can do? When I talk to young people, I tell them flat out, this is a great way to spend a career, and I really believe that.
Matt is incredibly smart, and I think we both learn from each other every day, and it's a relationship that has worked and continue to work.
I think the most important lesson that I've learned and tried to exemplify is that you can do this the right way. You can do agency-side PR work in a values-based environment and still make a living and take good care of people. Tanner Friedman has supported PRSA from the very beginning. We became a chapter sponsor when I think we had to borrow the money to pay for the sponsorship because we wanted to be a part of the Detroit PR community from the very beginning. All I ever wanted to be growing up was a communications person of some kind. I thought it meant maybe a DJ, maybe a news person. I worked really hard to learn the ropes of broadcast news, and I thought that's what I wanted to do. And when I tried PR, I was doing just that. I was trying it. And to some extent, I feel like I'm still trying it. I have a cousin who I loved very much who passed away several years ago, who was an attorney, and people would ask him about his practice, and he'd say, practicing till I do it right. And I still feel to some extent like I'm practicing this to learn how to do it right. So to get this kind of validation that maybe I've done something right is pretty amazing, because I still think of myself sometimes as a journalist trying to do PR.
I want to congratulate Matt on this honor and entry into the PRSA Hall of Fame.